Are you sound people happy? Okay. Well, why don't we start, presumably slowly.
If a vacation is like a movie, then a sojourn is like real life. And my sojourn was far from the stunning beauty of Sydney. The cool urban vibes of Melbourne. The easygoing beach bum vibes of Byron Bay. And the beautiful beaches and surf culture of the Gold Coast. And as for me, where am I?
I'm talking about a little place called
Wollongong. Much like me, Wollongong was in a time of transition. A place where the old establishment and the new fresh blood were clashing. A place built off coal mining now had liberal bleeding hearts protesting the thing that fed their very families. And of course, had fresh-blooded hipsters profiting off the idea of it. And just as Wollongong was trying to reinvent itself, so was I. Despite the early chaos of getting settled into a new country, things began to calm down. Slowly but surely, I got my allergies under control. And I began assimilating to local culture. And although I wasn't sure it ever would, the rain finally stopped, and I got settled in to the cozy little apartment that was a 5-minute walk to the beach. I got a local cell phone plan and a local bank account, and after 3 weeks of stressing, I could finally exhale and stop worrying. After all, I was on an adventure, and life was good. And most importantly, I got a job, and I was able to borrow a bike from a coworker, and it turns out that it was the only thing rustier than my surf skills. And although it was a bit of a commute, I finally got to scratch the itch of working at a beachside coffee shop. Living abroad often made me want to cry now and laugh later. As an outsider, you often saw things that didn't seem to make sense, leaving you confused. But it also firmly took you out of autopilot and made you appreciate the little things. You seemed to look at things more carefully and appreciate the little differences. Once I did secure a job, I was working a lot, 5 or 6 days a week. But when I did have time off, I was out on my feet exploring the city. It's a beautiful thing to see how other people live. My days off were often fixated on finding food and drink, exploring pie shops, and reading in my favorite coffee shops. Drinking flat whites and long blacks. And lathering myself in SPF 50 and laying on the beach. Although there were a lot of moving parts, and it was definitely a bit hectic, things had settled down, and I think I could get used to this whole living abroad thing.